my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making some home decor items that are perfect for the fall season. What I noticed recently in this year's fall decor trend is that there's a lot of use of neutral color tones, and I definitely wanted to incorporate that into my fall decor. I just love all the tones and textures and layers, and especially the fall elements in today's projects, and I hope you like them too. And before we get into it, make sure you subscribe down below and also check out my Instagram, and let's get started with today's first project.
I have lots of wooden beads from my pumpkin garland project, so I decided to use them and make a bubble vase. I'm using 25mm beads and they have a hole on top which will be great to display the dried florals. Super glue is the best option to attach the bead, but it's a bit runny. I also have wood glue and I think that's the best today because it won't leave any lumps and it'll also dry clear. You can also use hot glue. It dries really quickly, but it also leaves a lot of lumps and strings. This project is super straightforward. All we need to do is glue one bead after another into a square shape. I glued the beads in sets of 3 rows together and formed 3 plates. I'm going to use this sturdy box to get a perfect square shape. After I was done with 3 sets, I then glued them on top of each other to make a cube. I made sure here that they're all aligned and that none of the holes are blocked. We need them all open from top to bottom so that we can insert dried flowers afterward. Wood glue allows us some time to move things around, so I turned the cube in all directions to set it perfectly. I cleaned up the excess glue with a paper towel, but that's actually not needed because wood glue and super glue will actually dry clear. Nowadays, we're seeing dried flowers styled in bouquets, wreaths, vases, and they're such a perfect fall element. I have seen a variety of wooden strips that have been made into dried flower holders. I wanted to do something different in Scandinavian style and something simple for my desk. And here's how the bubble vase is looking. Style it with your favorite dried florals for a boho look. You can also vary the size of the bubble vase according to your style. For everyone who likes to do something nice and simple at home, this is a very quick and super cute DIY. I saw these faux allium branches on World Market and Target size, and I knew that I had to DIY them, and I also had lots of yarn from Walmart and dollar store that goes really well with the neutral color palette. I used a pom-pom maker and the one that I bought comes in 4 different sizes. I'm planning to use the second and the third sizes. First, I'm opening one side of the pom-pom maker's arm and start wrapping my first piece of yarn a couple of times. Just wrap it around until it fills up the whole thing, and this definitely does not have to be perfect and there's no pattern. The size of your pom-pom will be determined by how many times you wrap the yarn, and I'm just making sure that there's enough coverage and kind of wrapping it a bit randomly. So this is how this arm is looking like, and I cut off the yarn piece here, and then I'm going to open up the other side of the pom-pom maker and then repeat the exact same steps on this side as well. I also wanted to mention that you definitely don't need a pom-pom maker to make pom-poms. There are so many different ways that you can create them with things at home. Alright, now both the sides are full and it's time to cut the yarn, so I'm just going to go down in the middle of the rounded edge and cut through all of the yarn, and since this is quite thick, I would recommend using a sharp pair of scissors. After that, I'm going to use another piece of yarn to tie all the small pieces of yarn together. We need to slip it through this gap and then create a tight double knot in the middle so that all the layers clinch in the middle. Now you can go ahead and open the arms of the pom-pom maker and you can see how fluffy it is. Help the pom-pom gain a little more volume and shape by fluffing it even more. It should start forming a circular shape, and then all you need to do is pull the pom-pom maker apart, and now you have your cute little flower. If it looks a little bit uneven, you can go ahead and just cut down any pieces that are super long so that it's nice and round. I'm just going to repeat this process a few more times to create some more in the off-white color and some more in the smaller size. To put these flowers in a vase, we need to attach stems to them. I have these small pampers and I'm going to use them in the next project without the stems, so I think they're going to be perfect as stems for our flowers. And luckily the pom-poms we made are also in the same color as the pampers, so they're going to be perfect. I cut the stem and added some hot glue to the end of the stem and attached the yarn flower on top. You can also use some floral wire or wooden skewers for this step. Once all the stems are attached, we should be done with this project. I'm so happy with how these two bunches came out, and I think the color combination is so cute, but of course you can make them in whatever color palette you'd like. I just love how whimsical and warm this bunch looks and how perfectly they complement the sweater weather. Next up, we're putting a twist on our typical fall wreath by using only the neutral color palette. For my base, I'm using an embroidery hoop, which is great for this project since it's wood and it gives us a lot of room to add in our floral elements on top of it. Before I glue anything down, I'm going to plan out where I want each one of my stems to be. So first I'm placing down some of the pampers, and then I'm going to add the darker eucalyptus and then fill in the smaller accents around them. I'm trying to create a balanced look leaning towards the right side, which you can also turn towards the center. I'm also going to cover up the screw part of the hoop with the stems. I'm going to leave the center blank for now as we're going to be adding our yarn flowers over there. I love how all these coordinated tones are coming together. I started gluing in all the stems using hot glue and also used some copper wire wherever needed to hold them all in place. Using the pom-pom makers and yarn, I made one medium-sized and two small yarn flowers and placed them in the center. And as I got towards the end, I added a few bunny tails, and here you can choose to add in some greenery, but I just opted to add in these. And I also went around and filled in all the gaps with small pampers bits. You can now paint this hoop or wrap it with a twine or even leave it natural this way. However, I decided to add split wood beads all around the hoop. I think the wreath really started to come together after laying these beads on it, and then I proceeded to attach them to the hoop. Place the first bead flat side down just right beside the flowers and repeat this till you reach the other end without leaving any gaps. Make sure that the hoop is running right under the center of the beads. I just loved the simple yet cozy look of this wreath and how it came together so quick and easy. You can hang the wreath on your front door with a wreath hanger or a command hook or on a wall.
So that's all for today's video, you guys. I hope you liked it, and let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!